What's up, guys? Cedric Alvarez back with another valuable wholesaling video for all you realtors out there who are looking to add wholesaling into some of your regular transactions, or any of you wholesalers out there who may not happen to be licensed but are looking for some value, looking to get more deals under your belt, and hopefully bigger profits as well. So let's get into it. Today, we are going to be talking about the one thing that is going to kill more deals for you before you even have them. And what that is running the correct numbers, guys. I'm speaking from personal experience when I say you cannot believe how many deals I've seen fall through because when we were running initial numbers, they weren't as accurate as they should have been. And I sympathize with you guys, which is why I want to make this video for you. So when Pat and I were first starting out, just getting into wholesaling before we even had our real estate licenses, it was so hard for us to run the right comparables, to know what to look for in comparables, how to get accurate rehab, costs and things like that without knowing personally any contractors who would do the work for free for us. Like, there's so many numbers that go into this to make sure that when you're meeting with that seller for the first time to get that property under contract, you start at a place that is negotiable most of the time, but at least an accurate ballpark to make sure that your deal is going to be profitable in the end. The last thing you want to do is run inaccurate numbers, and when you do have a home under contract, you can't assign it because you weren't able to run the numbers accurately for the end investor, okay? So what we're basically going to do is I just want to talk about a couple of the numbers first to let you guys kind of know what we're talking about, what you need to look for so you're familiar with some of the terminology and things like that. And then the second portion of this video is actually going to be more hands-on. I'm going to dive into my computer. You guys will see what I'm doing, but I'm going to show you how the process works from point A to point B so you know exactly what numbers you need to find sequentially and how to do that for yourself so you can start running more accurate estimations on these properties you're going after, okay? So first off, there's three numbers that we primarily look for when we're starting a wholesale transaction. One, it's the ARV. Now, the ARV stands for after repair value. This is the number that the home could sell for when listed on the market. It's basically the market value of the property after the repairs and things like that have been done to the property. That is your ARV, your after repair value. Super crucial. That's the first number you have to figure out when calculating, these equations. Number two is the estimated rehab cost. Now, this is a little bit harder sometimes when you can't actually get physically into the property, but you have to have a good sense of what it takes to at least get a ballpark number, right? So you may know a contractor who can help you out. That makes it even more of an advantage for you, but you have to understand how to calculate rehab costs. It's important to not only familiarize yourself with different types of construction, what your end buyers are doing in that particular market, but then also when you're talking with the seller for the first or second time or you're at the appointment, you have to ask the right questions to make sure you get as accurate of a sense of the condition of the home as possible. The more information you gain on that first initial contact with the seller, the easier and better you're going to be able to estimate and account for some of these repairs that need to be made. And then the third number, which is basically the holy grail number, we're actually getting the ARV and the rehab cost to calculate this end number, which is the MAO. That stands for your maximum allowable offer. The MAO is the number that you can offer the seller to put the home under contract for. You never, and I repeat, never go above the MAO price. So when you first start negotiations, you usually start a little bit under to have room to kind of go up. And once you hit that MAO price, if you can't lock the home up for that amount, you walk away. Don't get emotional. Don't get scared. Walk away if you can't get it for that number, because this number dictates if you make money or not. So now that we know all three of those numbers, what they mean, and how they relate to the transaction, now I'm going to actually show you guys how to calculate these numbers, okay? Because to get that MAO, you actually go through an equation. So like I said, first we got to find the ARV and the rehab costs, and then we put that into an equation to calculate the MAO, and we know what we can offer the seller. So we're going to dive into the computer. I'm going to show you a super simple example. I'm going to run through it pretty quick. And I'm really just going to show you what numbers to find first, how I find them, and then how to run that equation so you know when you're going and offering sellers prices to get the home under contract, you're more confident in offering the right price, okay? So let's dive in. Okay, so I am here on this website. It's called PellaGo.com. Now, PellaGo is actually the brokerage that I'm a part of. What's crazy is when Pat and I were first wholesaling, before we even were brokers, PellaGo is the website we found that helped us deliver the best comparables and comps to find accurate ARVs for our properties. Okay, we tried the Zillow thing, we tried the Redfin thing. Honestly, guys, real quick, never use Zillow or Redfin to run your comps. If you can, there's a ton of other programs out there. A lot of them you do have to pay for, but it's worth it because Zillow and Redfin are notoriously bad for running correct values on properties because it's all based on algorithms, and a lot of times it's wrong. And remember, if you're running these numbers wrong from the get-go, your whole deal is going to get screwed up, okay? So, this is PellaGo.com. What's cool is even though I'm part of this brokerage, they offer this website for anybody. So you can create a free account, go there, sign up, PellaGo.com. It's mainly for investors. That's what this website was created for, to accurately run analyses on deals, calculate flips and rentals and things like that. So without diving too much into the software itself, let's just dive in. So I'm just going to throw in a property I was looking at a couple days ago here. Don't have it under contract, so if any of you guys are watching and you're in Northwest Washington, feel free to steal it from me. But here's the property, 1209 112th Avenue Northeast in Bellevue. So as you can see here, PellaGo tells us it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, it's 1,200 square feet, built in 1952. Awesome general information here. You can also see right here, this is the most important number. PellaGo has an algorithm based in it that already calculates an estimated ARV. We have an ARV of 1.318 million, guys. So a little over 1.3 million for a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house here in Bellevue, Washington. It's pretty crazy. And so remember that ARV is what PellaGo thinks the home will be worth after you go in and you make the necessary repairs. So what you're going to do to get that ARV is you're going to run comps. Stands for comparables. So whether you're using this platform, whether you have to use Zillow or a different platform, comparables, or where you're looking at similar homes, similar in size, in square footage, and things like that, and seeing what they have sold for to calculate what maybe this home would sell for. So you can see here I found 3 comps. Down here you can see they're all comparable. Looks like they're all 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. There's 1 half bath, 1.75 bath, but they're all relatively the same in terms of square footage and layout. And it tells me, what these have sold for. So that gives you a good idea on what this subject property might sell for. That is how you find the ARV. So here we found the comps. We have a ARV, like I said, of 1.3 million. Come over here to the rehab tab. You can see that PellaGo is suggesting a pretty heavy rehab on this guy, to the studs rehab, which would replace the roofing and siding, replace interior and exterior, electrical and plumbing, replace all doors and trim, all this stuff, right? So a heavy rehab. Most homes aren't going to need a heavy rehab like this to the studs. Most stuff is going to be cosmetic. But in this case, we're going to do a lot of structural stuff too. And it gave me a range here of 85, almost 86,000 to 113,000 for an estimated repair budget. So I'm just gonna meet in the middle, and let's just say the rehab on this guy is 100,000. Okay. So now that we have these two numbers, we have the ARV 1.3 million, and the estimated cost it's gonna take to bring it up to that value, which is 100,000 worth of work that goes in. Now we can calculate the MAO, which is the offer we can give the seller to get the home under contract. So let me show you real quick how we would do that. Let me hop on over here. Okay. And so real quick, I'm going to type out our equation here. So this is literally what our equation looks like. Your MAO equals the ARV of the home times 70%. Way. ARV of the home times 70%. Then you have to minus repairs. And you have to minus your assignment fee. Remember, your assignment fee is what you get paid. So the assignment fee can fluctuate. You know, if you're only trying to get paid $2,000 on this, then plug in $2,000. Pat and I, we always start with a $10,000 assignment fee, and then we kind of just work within the wiggle room there to make the deal work. But it's all up to you. How much are you really trying to get assigned per transaction? Because that's going to matter. So this is your equation right here. Let's see. So this right here is the equation we're working with. Now let me show you how we get those numbers, right? So we're looking for the MAO. The ARV is 1.3 million. So you do 1.3 million times 70%, which would be 1.3 million times 0.7. So I'm just busting out my calculator here real quick. I'm actually going to do the actual ARV, which was $1,318,000. If you multiply that by 70%, you get $922,000. We'll just call it 922 and a half. So, now forgive me for this awful handwriting I'm about to do, but I'm doing this with my mouse. So, if your ARV times 70, that equals 922.5. Now the reason that we're multiplying it by 70% here is because you have to remember, guys, that we're dealing with a cash buyer at the end of this transaction. So this is an investment for them, and they need a profit too. And most investors are looking to get properties at a 30% discount from market value. So if market value on this home was 1.3 million, the investor is looking to get that property at a 30% discount, which brings us to this $922,500, right? Now, as you recall, we said the repairs were gonna be $100,000. So let's just do that, 100K for repairs, and then I'm going to plug in an assignment fee here of $10,000, okay? So when you look at this, we have our ARV minus the 30% buyer's discount at $922,500, minus 100,000, excuse me, in rehab costs, and then minus the fee. So if we did that, you're looking at an MAO of $812,500. So, once again, forgive me for the awful handwriting, but I'm mouse drawing right now. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. So, our MAO is $812,000 basically. That is the maximum we can buy this property for. So, knowing that going in, you have a clear idea when you're speaking with the seller, when you're negotiating price, what it's going to take. Not only do you have the offer or the number in your mind that you can go to, but you also have a clearer idea on the repairs that are going to be needed, so you can logically explain to them when you're negotiating, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we estimated it's going to cost about $100,000 to rehab this property based on the condition you told us it's in. Market value, we think it could sell for, this much, and with us paying the closing costs, with us having to sell it again on the market and pay another set of closing costs, we can afford to give you $812,000 to purchase this property, right? So that ensures right there that you're getting into a profitable deal. From this formula, if you stick to this formula that I've circled up here, you will make sure you are profitable in every single wholesale transaction that you do, as long as these numbers are accurate. If your repairs cost what you think they're going to cost, and what the ARV is, if it's around that, ballpark number, you guys have a pretty good bet of making whatever that assignment fee is that you plugged in there. Obviously, it's a give or take, a little bit of wiggle room, but you want to have ballpark numbers that are as accurate as possible, okay? So, real quick, I'm not really going to dive into any more than that. I really just wanted to clear that up for you guys, because I do see a lot of questions all the time about people running AR. I mean, a lot of people don't even know like what ARV means, what MAO means, how to calculate repairs. So this was a quick way to just explain what those three numbers are, why they're so crucial to your transaction, and how to actually find those numbers, okay? So, if anything, make sure you write this equation down. ARV times 70% minus repairs minus your assignment fee. That is the code that we live by as wholesalers, okay? Trust me, if you go to a cash investor and you start talking that kind of jargon to them and they see that you know how to run your numbers, they're going to be a lot more inclined to work with you guys. So it makes you more knowledgeable. It has a higher level of expertise associated with it. You come off as way more professional, which will in return hopefully get more deals for you in the future as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment somebody below who can who can gain some value from this, and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have one video coming every single week for now. Let me know if you guys like this one. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to go in depth with. But till next time, go out there and kill it. All right. See you.